Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I was just logging onto Facebook and I can see we already have comments. I know there is a lot to discuss today as we're watching this winter storm push into Colorado. I know it is still technically spring, but doesn't it look like January or February out there? Wow. The snowfall is already starting to stack up in and around the Steamboat Springs area. Larry Pierce capturing this amazing shot from the backyard. He said, yeah, 8 inches have stacked up thus far, and it's still coming down, especially up into the high country. We probably will be measuring this storm. No, we will be measuring this storm in feet. This is our live look in and around the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels. Just about 5 minutes ago when I was looking at this, it was pure white. You could really hardly even see the tunnels out there, but I do like seeing folks taking it easy out on the roads, out on I-70. It does still just look wet, but later tonight, once our temperatures cool off even more, I wouldn't be surprised if we do have some spots that start to see a bit more of that snow accumulation, especially along the higher mountain passes. Up into the high country, widespread snowfall this afternoon through tonight, even into early tomorrow morning, so keep that in mind if you are driving up there, especially areas above about 7,500 feet. Foothills are certainly getting in on the action too. We're going to be looking at a lot of snowfall stacking up out there, but really the higher terrain, especially into northern Colorado around the Rocky Mountain National Park, folks out there have the best shot at seeing 1 to 2 feet of snowfall stacking up. Just crazy. Here in town, kind of depends on where you live. At least outside 9 News, it still is looking at like some light rain. On the south side, we have seen some snowflakes starting to mix in. I'd say within the next hour or two, once we start to get some cooler air coming through, we'll see that switch over around here. Tonight, looks like the roads just staying wet in the metro area, and right now it looks like about 3 to 7 inches of snow stacking up around the metro area. Just wild, right? This is our camera around Boulder. We were able to see the Flatirons just a little bit ago, but the cloud cover in place as well as the raindrops kind of sticking to the camera lens. Those temperatures out there still in the 40s for Boulder, Longmont, Fort Lupton, so hence the reason we're still looking at rain showers to our north. We're in the 30s here for the metro area, just a couple of degrees cooler on the south side, and then of course up into the mountains in the upper 20s, lower 30s, where they're just seeing that really wet, heavy snow coming through. It's almost like cement falling from the sky. That's what it's going to be like around here too later tonight. We're at 37 out at the airport. The winds out of the northeast about 14 miles per hour, humidity at 100%, of course, with kind of that rain snow mix. Haven't seen too many flight delays or impacts just yet, but later tonight, once we really start to see the heavier snowfall, DIA could have some impacts from this storm. We'll zoom in. You can kind of see out to the western slope. They're looking at steady snowfall coming through across the flat tops in and around Glenwood Springs, the Vail Valley, out toward Frisco, Summit County, and then up into the foothills. It is coming down hard. Berthoud Pass, Loveland Pass, looking at some snowfall. And then here for the metro area, again, around Denver, it's just rain and then points to the north and off to the northeast. But on the south side, southeastern Aurora through Castle Rock, Douglas County, Parker, Elizabeth, it does look like that snowfall has already begun. Would love to hear your weather reports, so hopefully you guys are commenting and letting me know kind of what's going on in your backyard. Tonight, it is going to be cold, so cold. Overnight lows are going to be falling into the upper 20s, lower 30s. You've heard us talking about this the past couple of days, how you got to protect your pipes, protect the plants. Hopefully you've pulled the hose from the house as well as stopped the sprinkler system. You've covered up any kind of tender vegetation that you might have outside that hopefully you want to keep. We have that freeze warning that will go into effect at 9 o'clock tonight. It will continue until 10 a.m. tomorrow for temperatures potentially as low as the mid-20s. Looks like about 29 here in Denver. Snow showers pretty much off and on. We are under that winter storm warning through tomorrow afternoon. Overnight lows falling into the lower 30s into northern Colorado, but certainly it's chilly up into the mountains as they look at overnight lows into the 20s. Again, late tonight, before you go to bed, make sure you head outside. Front yard, backyard, grab the broom. I know you'll look silly, but trust me, you will thank me later because our trees have already leafed out with all of this really, really heavy snow. Just a couple of inches can do some serious damage. Of course, we could be looking at down trees, down power lines, etc. So just kind of shake off the branches. It will help, definitely. Charge the phones as we are speaking, just in case we might have to deal with some power outages late tonight into tomorrow. Futurecast, here we are. 2 o'clock, still potentially some rain showers, some snowfall mixing in here to Denver. It looks like all snow all the time on the south side of the city, and then of course up in the mountains too. We'll pause the clock at about 6 p.m. when now it looks like all snow here for the metro area, still potentially kind of that rain snow mix going across the northeastern plains, and then by about 11 o'clock temperatures have really fallen, and that's when we are looking at widespread snow. Between about, I'd say 3 o'clock and 11 p.m. we could be looking at periods of really heavy snow here for the metro area. I'm talking 1 inch to 2 inches of snow an hour, and this is also the case up into the high country too, so just kind of keep that in mind if you are going to be driving anywhere later this afternoon and into this evening. Here it is, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You wake up, it's still snowing. I know, right? It's just crazy. As we look ahead toward the rest of the day, probably about lunchtime, the system will start to break apart. And really tomorrow morning, that snow will just be flying around. Most of the accumulation will already be on the ground. Some rain showers off to the eastern plains around the lunch hour. And then by 5, 6 o'clock, we're still left with some cloudy skies, a few lingering showers up in the mountains. And then by 11 p.m., the storm system finally is done with us and we can all kind of catch our breaths. As we look at the winter storm warnings, the advisories, of course, everywhere in red, the warning, the Denver area under that. Again, as I mentioned, about 3 to 7 inches here for much of the city. You live on the west side around Golden, you might find a couple more inches. You live on the south side, like through Douglas, Elbert County, leaning closer to 8 to 14 inches of snowfall stacking up. Just wild. Up into northern Colorado, Fort Collins through Greeley, about 2 to 5. You get up around the Rocky Mountain National Park, that's where we could have 1 to 2 feet of snow. Granby through Grand Lake, 6 to 12 inches. Another potential 1 to 2 feet around the I-70 mountain corridor through parts of the foothills into Summit County. And then about 5 to 10 for South Park, 5 to 10 further out to the western slope too. Tomorrow, again, that early morning snow, potentially a few rain showers by the afternoon. Temperatures sitting in the lower 40s. At best, but it's just going to be a cold, cloudy day. Really, no matter how you slice it, dice it, it's going to be a chilly weekend really across much of the Front Range and up into the high country too. Look at this 7-day forecast. I have us back in the mid-50s on Sunday, but we do have a good shot at seeing a little bit more rain, possibly a rumble of thunder, a couple of thunderstorms, certainly possible in the forecast. And then that's going to continue Monday and Tuesday. Highs only in the lower 60s, so still below average. And then by about Thursday and into Friday, hello, summer heat, just ahead of Memorial Day weekend. So don't worry if you're not a fan of winter in May. I got you. We'll have some sunshine. We'll just have to wait till the end of next week. I'm hopping onto Facebook to see if you guys have any questions or any weather reports for me. I would love to see them. Hi, Seth. I'm doing great. Having a fun Friday with all this wild forecasting. Just Yvonne, thank you so much for joining. A first timer. We're here every day at 12:30, well, Monday through Friday. So come join us. Hi, Walter. Okay, Bailey has a couple inches so far. Yes, you're going to have several more to come. Hi, Chris. Happy Friday. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help give some weather updates. Just rain so far in Lafayette. Thanks, Darby. Snowing over there in Loveland a little bit, Dave is reporting. Okay, awesome, good to know. Snowing in Longmont for the last 20 minutes, off and on big flakes. Casey, I'm assuming it's not sticking yet though, but certainly starting to fall. That's exciting. Some cooler air is moving in. Snowing already in Southeast Aurora. Awesome. Thanks, Kirsten, for the update. Still raining in Westminster, Nick. All right, all right. Solomas. Loving the snow. Good. I like that you guys are stoked about this. Yes, Barbara saying you got to cover those plants. I was driving into work and just driving through the neighborhood, and I love seeing all of the buckets in the front yards and the plastic bags covering the plants. People are just doing whatever they got to do because, you know, the past couple of weekends have just been glorious around here. So many people wanting to get into the garden, and then here we go with a storm like this, right? Flurries starting to fly in Seven Hills. Michael, thanks for the report. Audra asking, will it be windy with the snow? Not necessarily. You know, it could pick up from time to time, but I'm not looking at any kind of blizzard conditions, so to speak. A little sleet, Caitlin in Evans. Awesome. Okay, starting to snow up there in Brighton. Looks like my radar needs to catch up. Snowing in southeast Denver. Some big flakes out there. Okay, I'm gonna have to peek outside and see what it's doing here at the station. Just to fun, when will our first 90s be? We actually have already hit the 90s, I want to say last week. Pretty crazy. Lori, 8 inches here in Bailey, already at 9,000 feet and more. I bet we're going to double that easily. Molly asking what the best way to get to Santa Fe is tomorrow. I would say I-25. Yeah, kind of avoid the mountains if you can. Yes. Jason, hello. Thank you for thanking me for the precip, although I'm just the messenger, of course. 90s and sun in Dallas. Huh. Yeah, a far cry from that here in Colorado, Mike. Okay, Loveland's starting to see some sleet, Broomfield, rain, no snow yet. Hi, Steven, how's it going? Melinda saying I never talked about the northeast corner because it really doesn't look like you guys will see much snow out of this. If anything, it should just be rain for you. Hopefully, you'll pick up about a quarter to half an inch. Snowing in Brighton, Karen says. Snowing in Frederick. Wow, awesome. Casey wondering when do I expect it to stick in Lakewood? I would say probably not till 6, 7 o'clock tonight. Just because it is May, we still do have a high sun angle. I know you can't see the sun, but that does impact the fact that the snowfall just is going to continue to melt until we start to see the sun go down and we really get those colder temperatures in here. Just waiting for it to start again here in Estes. We got some last night, but oh man, already melted off in the grass. Jessica, thank you so much for your report. Appreciate it. I'll show you again the winter storm warnings and watches and advisories and all the things that we have going on across Colorado today. Again, the storm system primarily impacting the northern and central mountains, as well as the Front Range and the urban corridor. Around the Denver metro area, it does look like about 3 to 7 inches. And again, we got to get this snowfall later tonight once it really gets cold to see that accumulation. A lot of this is already melting because, you know, yesterday it was 88 degrees here. Can you believe that? It has just been kind of a wild month of extreme weather, but it really looks like it's picking up. I'm looking at kind of all of our cameras in front of me. Ooh, our lookout camera looks great. So pretty. All right, guys, it looks like we're good here. Okay, still a mix of rain and snow in Loveland. How long is it going to last? It's going to last till probably about midday tomorrow here for the metro area, with probably late afternoon up into the high country. So yeah, buckle up. We're definitely going to be in this for, I would say, another about 24 hours, but we desperately need it. We are looking at drought conditions across the entire state. So this rain, this snow, much needed. But again, take precautions as far as your trees go late tonight. Just make sure that they don't get weighted down too terribly much, and prepare just in case we do see some power outages with this. All right, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Stay warm, stay safe, and we will see you back here real soon. Bye.